Hello, sweet friends. Welcome to My Sweet Home Living. My name is Tracy Campbell. I'm so excited that you are here to join me today for another primitive, vintage, or rustic style project that you can use to decorate your home. If you've been following my page or channel for the last few weeks, maybe probably the month, we have been in all fall mode around here, and today is no exception. For the last few days, actually for this week, we have been doing a farmhouse breakfast theme to go along with our creative group called Craft Around the Clock. And since it's down on the farm week over there in that group, I'm just tying in a little mini series here on my page for a farmhouse breakfast theme. And if you missed the previous episode that we did in this little mini series, you missed a good one. We tried our hand at some faux blueberry pancakes. And I know many of you missed that episode because it was super bright early in the morning. It was like really early. So I think many of you probably missed that episode. So I want to make sure that you had a chance to see these primitive style pancakes. They're not real, but they sure look real, don't they? They sure look real, even right down to the little blueberries. It was such a fun project. If you would like to know how to make these to use in some of your kitchen decorating or dining room decorating, then go back and make sure you check that out sometime. So today is no exception. We're still in the farmhouse breakfast theme. And we're doing some fake baking today, and it's all going to be primitive style, just to kind of fit along with my decorating style. If you like those kinds of things, and if you're new to my page, be sure to tap on the screen. If you're watching this on Facebook, tap on the screen. Three dots will pop up in the top right corner of your screen, and you can follow and turn on your notifications from there. Or if you're watching the replay on YouTube later, you make sure that you subscribe and turn on your notifications, because we have lots more fun fall decorating coming your way. And very soon we'll have some holiday decorating for the Christmas holiday. And I can't wait to share some of the project ideas I've got in store for you for those. Until then, let's slide the blueberry pancakes right back here in their little spot for right now. That's where I've been putting them for right now. If you are wanting some ideas on where you can place some of these fake bake projects that we've been creating, excuse me, I have like I don't know if it's a hot glue string or a hair or something. You can use them in little nooks in your kitchen. You could even place them on a little cake stand and use them as a centerpiece on your table or a kitchen island, on a buffet, or in a little cubby in a little hutch. They're all perfect places to decorate with, and just kind of give a warm, inviting, cozy feeling to your home, especially for the fall season as we spend more time indoors. Thank you, Miss Rowena. My May inspired Miss Kelly. She's one of our Craft on the Clock creators. Thank you, sweetheart. I appreciate you. Good morning, Miss Pat. Thank you for just sprinkling us out this morning. And we're doing the fake bake again today. And I will be honest, I've had several requests for this, but I've kind of held back from creating these because I feel like I've seen lots of other creators kind of take their own spin on it. Well, I thought, well, maybe that's not the right perspective to take. Maybe it's like, okay, well, you need to show your way of how you would make them. I might inspire you to make them in a different way, which I think is all unique, that we can take the same project idea and give it a new spin. Well, we're using the air dry foam clay again today to create some farmhouse breakfast cinnamon rolls. But now let me tell you something. Farmhouse breakfast cinnamon rolls, to me, they are homemade, okay? And they are big. They are big and bulky and just really just oversized. So we're going all out. We're making it oversized. And another thing that I think of when I think of a farmhouse breakfast. Good morning, Miss Joy. You've been watching all the replays. Awesome. I appreciate you, friend. Miss Patty, first time. Welcome to my sweet home. My name is Tracy Campbell. And I'm so glad that you're here. And if you are new here, please let us know down below. Leave a little note. And then if not, even if you are or not, either way, let me know where you're tuning in from. I always love to see where people are watching from. That's always neat for me to make connections with you in that way. Farmhouse breakfast always makes me think of cast iron. How about you guys? If you're familiar with farmhouse breakfast, cast iron was like the ingenious way to cook, right? I mean, once you have a cast iron, you use it for everything, and breakfast is no exception, because breakfast meats like sausage and bacon and all of those things, country ham, it would all season your cast iron, and you could use it to make good farmhouse breakfast gravies. Yes, so here's what I found, and this was kind of like my little inspiration piece, and I'm not even going to tell you. I found this like 20 minutes ago. 20 minutes ago. I went down the road just a little bit to my local Dollar General and I found this. I was really kind of on the hunt for a little mini pie pan to kind of put my cinnamon rolls in, and I thought, no, that's not going to work. It's not going to work. I want something a little bit more unique. So this is where I found this little cast iron. It's $5. $5. It's a little mini cast iron oval dish, okay? And that's what I'm going to set my cinnamon rolls in. I'm going to make, here's the plan anyway. Here's the plan. You all are coming along with me today because this is the first time I've ever done these. And this is by your request. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to make 3 hefty size cinnamon rolls, okay? I'm going to make 1 larger one in the center and 2 smaller ones on the sides. We're going to drizzle them with some faux icing. And we're going to rest up this cast iron a little bit, make it look worn and vintage, okay? And this will be our new little cinnamon roll display. What do you think? What do you think? If you think this is a good idea, show me some hearts, please. I'm not getting any, okay, I do see some comments. Hey, Miss Tony, how are you? I think this will be a wonderful idea with the cast iron. I'm excited. So let's hop to it because we've got a lot to do. A lot to do. Of course, you know, we're going to pull out the tried and true coffee grunge recipe, coffee grunge mixture. If you need the recipe, rather, it's pinned at the top of my page where you can find it and make your own. It's so easy, and you'll find out I've used these for almost every project I have done in the last month, you guys. Can you believe that? You can use this stuff on fabric, on your fake bakes. Oh, what else? We used it on some air dry, or we used it on air dry regular clay to make our faux pumpkin pie. We've used it on fabric to make our faux apple pie. We've used it on spray foam, yes, to make our faux breads. We've done all kinds of stuff with that coffee grunge mix. And you know, I've seen so many other creators and so many of you saying that you have made your own batch of coffee grunge and you're loving it, so that is so exciting. And once you start using it, you'll be hooked. You'll realize you can use it in so many different ways. I think it's funny. I even used it on these faux pancakes right here, you guys. I used it on this faux little bread loaf. I use it on our little feed sacks, our little grain sacks that we've made. What else is back there that I use it to stain our cheesecloth on our little grubby jar lights that we created a couple weeks ago. We used it on our faux biscuits that we made. I'm looking around because I've got all kinds of things around me that we've used that coffee grunge mix on, you guys. It's amazing stuff. It's just coffee, instant coffee. Like, let me show you. It's this right here, instant coffee. Classic roast instant coffee. It's little grains of coffee. Cinnamon and vanilla and water. That's it. I mix it together in like an old spaghetti sauce jar. Keep it in my refrigerator until I'm ready to use it. Pull it out, shake it up real good, warm it up in my microwave, and it's good to go. But now the cinnamon and vanilla will kind of settle and kind of get a little goopy at the bottom. That's why you shake it and warm it up so that it kind of redistributes and it's ready to use on your projects. We even use that on our faux pumpkin pie, you guys. I'm telling you, it's like the best. It is the best. Hey, Miss Monica. Uh-oh. Oh, no. You know what, Carol? It did that to me a couple of days ago. I was watching a live video on Facebook, and I was pushing the heart button, and mad faces were popping up. I was like, what in the world? I saw a thumbs up come up just now. Hey, Miss Ray from Dizzy Designers. She's one of our Craft Around the Clock creators as well. All right, so I have poured out some antique white acrylic paint, you guys. Nothing fancy here, just acrylic paint. And then I'm using just a little bit of a pale yellow. Okay, I'm seeing some hearts now. Good. Breakfast, it is 10 after 10 a.m. here. I'm in Central Time here in Northwest Kentucky. And I probably put a tiny bit too much yellow, but we'll see. We'll see how that turns out. I think in ratio to my antique white, I think we're good. So you want antique white and a little bit of pale yellow. Mix it in, and you're going to condition your clay. Now, I'm going to take my rings off because I don't want this clay getting in my rings. I usually like to do that before I start my live because it can get a little goopy. Good morning, Miss Robin. Hey, Christine. Hey, Teresa. How are you? Miss Pat from Unique. So excited to see you guys on this morning. I've been kind of wanting to do this project for a while. I just not have had... I'm going to scratch my cheek right here before I get my hands all yucky. I've been wanting to do this for a while, but I haven't had time this week to kind of do sort of like a test run of these. So you guys are coming in and doing the test run and the real thing all at once with me this morning. Good morning, Carol. Oh, you're going to try again. Okay. Sometimes if you close out of your Facebook app and come back in, it kind of resets things. I do know that... Facebook, the app, has had a new update come out in the last couple of days. And so if your app is not up to date, sometimes you can experience extra glitchiness. So always kind of check that out. I will tell you, I probably put too much paint in here, but that's okay. That's okay because we're going to grunge over top of this and it won't be a big deal. We'll see what it looks like. But I can tell by looking, I think it's too much paint. We'll see. We'll see, but we can kind of get away with it. Hey, Miss Jennifer from Home Sweet Create, another one of my Craft Around the Clock sisters. How are you? She's ordered her some air dry clay. She's gonna try it. All right. Barb, this is air dry foam clay. Sorry, I need to clarify that it is foam clay. There is a different version. There is just a regular air dry clay, but this is air dry foam clay. Sorry, I had a little something in the middle of that clay. It's probably picked up some little tidbits of something on my craft table here. I feel something else right here. But yes, it's air dry foam clay. And hey, Misty, you got some too. How are you? Toronto, Carolyn, thank you for letting me know where you are tuning in from. I'm always so excited to see that. Miss Linda is watching, Julie is watching. I hope you all are having a wonderful Friday morning. And if not, I hope this cheers you up and helps you to have a better Friday morning or whatever time of the day you are watching this on the replay. So excited. All right, actually, I think we did pretty good. It's not too bad. We've almost got it. You're just going to kind of twist it and turn it until you see that that paint has kind of soaked into the foam clay. All right. Now, obviously I have some on my hands, but it's just acrylic paint. It's going to wash off your hands, no problem. I would not want to get it on your clothes though. Okay. So be careful there. I've been watching you for a couple of weeks and did not realize that you were in Kentucky. I live in Southeast Kentucky. Sheila Fleming. Well, welcome. Yes, I'm in Northwest Kentucky. Near Owensboro, Kentucky, if you're familiar with where that is. Yeah, not too far away. At least you're in the same home state as me. Joe is watching from Indiana. I'm just across the river from Indiana, not too far from the river. We go to Evansville, Indiana a lot to shop at bigger stores and things like that. Okay, we're ready. We chatted and talked our way through that. Let me get a paper towel and let's wipe off this extra paint because I know I don't need any extra paint in what we got going on here. And this is wax paper, you guys, what I have underneath me today. I have found that that seems to be the best thing that prevents this foam clay from sticking to things, okay? So let's slide some things out of the way for a minute. Now, like I said, I have not created these before, so we're kind of going to, I've got a game plan in my head here. We're going to see how it works out. Hello, Miss Maria. This is, let me show you the box. And I don't have the lid on it right now. But this is the clay. I just purchased it off Amazon, honestly, because I can't find foam clay here with locally to me in like a Walmart or a craft supply store. So I have to order it online. But there's lots of different vendors that, there's even some creators that have air dry clay in their shops online. So if you know another creator that does faux foods, They may be able to help you out with a better product. This is just what I've been using, and it works. It's the only thing that I've used so far. Not to say that there's not more options out there. It's just the only thing that I've tried so far. Hello, Miss Annette and Susie. Thank you for watching. Good morning, Miss Mary from Ocean Breeze and Me. All right, so all I'm doing, you see, I'm taking this air dry clay. I'm kind of rolling it in a chunky snake size. Chunky snake. Good morning, Miss Jennifer. Thank you, Miss Veronica. Perfect. I have shared the link with some of you. So Veronica put that link right there. If you want to order some off of Amazon, you can definitely do that. All right. So I'm just rolling this out. I'm kind of smashing it down with my hands, you guys. Like it doesn't have to be like super complicated. I don't know how thick I want this to be just yet. I just know that I want my cinnamon rolls to be really bulky, okay? And this is not like your regular cinnamon roll dough. It doesn't have yeast in it, and it's not going to continue to expand. So whatever size you start with is the size that you're going to want, you know, for your finished look, okay? Tammy, the grain sacks, we made those. The little faux grain sacks, we've made those, yes. There's a live video here on my page or on my channel, wherever you're watching this from, that you can find out how I did those. Yes. Trying to think. It was probably about 3 weeks ago we created those, maybe 4 weeks ago. But they're so easy to make. I use my home inkjet printer. I print off a design onto muslin fabric material, and we coffee grunge it. And we use fabric hot glue to seal layers of the fabric together and create those. They're amazing. I love them so much. And in fact, we had a silent auction here on the page this week, and 3 bidders won our coffee sack. We had a coffee green sack. So stay tuned. Every week I will have a silent auction on my page. And it will be a random day. I don't have a day nailed down yet. But just keep look on My Sweet Home Living's Facebook page, and you will find out whenever we post the next silent auction item. And sometimes we'll just have one. Sometimes we might have more than one of each item. But just keep a lookout. All right, you guys. I don't know. Are we ready to roll this? You know what I'm thinking? And this is me totally just random thought here. I've made homemade cinnamon rolls before, and I know this is not going to rise very well. So what I'm going to have to do, I'm going to start rolling from this end. Let me scoop this down so you can see right here. Hey, Miss Beth from the Crafty Edge, how are you? Miss Jane, how are you this morning? Hope you're well. So what I want to do, you know, cinnamon rolls, I want to have like a big cinnamon roll in the middle that rises, like it sort of has a little peak. The center of the cinnamon roll is a little bit taller, right? That's what I want to create. So I think the end that I'm going to start rolling with, I want to be a little bit wider, okay? You see where I'm pointing down here? I want this to be thicker, and then slowly get a little bit more narrow as it goes down. So what I'm going to do here, I'm going to add a little bit more to this. We're going to see how this first one turns out, and then that will help us know what to do for the next ones, right? Because like I said, this is the first time I've done these. Do I have a way of letting us know when I go live? Christine, I do not right now. I don't have like a texting service or anything like that, because those can be pretty pricey, and so I just choose to kind of keep it cost efficient for me and for you guys as well. Not that it costs you guys anything, but I usually, whenever I'm going live, I post it in my Facebook stories, okay, because I know sometimes those are a little bit easier, more visible to see. And then I also typically I'm always on the Craft Around the Clock schedule for the day. If I'm going live, I'm always on the schedule, okay? So if you are following Craft Around the Clock on Facebook and catch our daily schedules as they come out, you'll see me on there and in my Facebook stories, okay? I've been working on your items, ended up making an olive bag and hot glued a few beads to the stuffing. Oh, interesting, interesting. Yes, we do have a Telegram channel. Thank you for Christine for reminding me that. We have a Telegram channel for Craft on the Clock, which we send out our daily schedule on. And so if you see my page name, My Sweet Home Living, on that, you'll know I'm going live. But we send those out late in the evening or early in the morning. Every Monday through Friday, we have live crafting over there in that group. And we are currently broadcasting into that group now. So yes. Okay, so I'm going to start right here at this end, my thick end. You see how I've made this a little bit wider? You might have to swipe your comments over a little bit. If you want information for the Telegram channel, let me know, and I'll be happy to share that info with you in the comments following today's live at some point. So I've made this a little thicker, and I'm just going down. I don't know. I mean, it's not real pretty. It's just thick and chunky. We're going to see what it turns out like right now. I'm going to take this, and I'm just going to start rolling. It's my microphone moving on me. I just had to look at that. All right, we're going to start rolling. And we're going to see what it looks like. I do know we will have to trim this some. I'm just looking as it rolls to see what we got. Oh, this is going to be good, you guys. Hang on. I see from my angle right here. Oh my gosh, this is going to be amazing. Hang on. Hang on. I don't think we're going to need all of this dough in this row. I'm trying to look at my little cast iron dish here. Now, fair warning, whatever you stick this air dry clay to while it's wet is what it will stay stuck to. Okay, so if you stick it in this pan, it's going to stay there. As it dries there, it's going to stay there. So if you don't want to make this a permanent display in this, what you'll want to do is once you create your little cinnamon rolls, you will want to set them on a sheet of wax paper and let them dry. You cannot rush them, you just have to wait. Patience is the game here. It's the name of the game. You have to be patient in letting these dry. Is that not amazing? Okay, now I know it looks a little, fabricated right at this moment, right? But I've worked with the air dry clay enough to know that it will slowly kind of sink a little. Because that's what happened when we made the faux biscuits. They sink in just a little bit. They settle, okay? And since I have a little bit of a gappage down here on the bottom, see, it's not even on the bottom. Some of this is going to shrink down. But I do think that I need to trim off the bottom a little bit. I should have brought my little scissors over here, but I think I can just pinch it. Yeah, pinch it and twist it. Okay, so I want the bottom as flat as possible, and that's not too bad, okay? I am not going to put it in my dish yet. However, that's a good size cinnamon roll, you guys. That's a good farmhouse breakfast cinnamon roll if I've ever seen one. All right, so I'm going to lay it here, and if my top, I think my top is just a little bit high. Even, I do know it will settle down. I want my edges a little bit softer. I don't want them look like a fresh cut edge of dough, but I think it looks really nice and soft. What do you think about that, you guys? Isn't that amazing already? Okay, so I know what I forgot. No, I think we'll be okay. I forgot a paper plate, but I can use my wax paper as a little mixing ground in a minute. All right, so we need our coffee grunge mix, you guys. Kiddo coffee grunge mix. We are going to cover this with a coffee grunge mix. You want to make sure that you shake it up real good before you dip your brush in, okay? Now, ideally, here's what I would tell you. And I ran into this problem when I made my blueberries for my pancakes that you see back here. Typically, if you're painting something air dry clay wise, you want to let it dry before you paint. You can get away with it with the coffee grunge mix if you do light, thin coats of it, okay? Light, thin coats, let it air dry, another light, thin coat, but each time you add a layer of the coffee grunge, it's going to get a little bit darker each time, okay? So know that. And if you want to experiment with what your coffee grunge mix is going to look like, get a little bit of the air dry clay, make a little ball or make a little flat pancake with it, paint it, let it air dry, and just see if that color is what you want, okay? If not, if you want it a little more golden or a little bit more orangey, you can adjust the recipe a little bit. You can add a little bit more coffee to make it darker. You can also add a little bit of acrylic paint in with the coffee grunge mix. I've done that a lot on some projects as well. So do whatever works best for you. And if it's new to you, do a little sample first, okay? It's always better to do a little sample rather than ruin a whole batch of air dry clay, okay? This is air dry foam clay. I keep forgetting to leaving the word foam out of that title, and I about made a big mess, you guys. All right, so all I'm doing is I'm just taking this and very softly with a little chip brush, that's all I use with my coffee grunge mix, and I'm coating this cinnamon roll. Now, I will tell you that it will probably keep, as it settles, it's going to keep expanding just a little bit, not drastic, but it will expand a little bit. Now, I'm going all the way around because, cinnamon rolls got to have that good golden color all over. And then we're going to kind of let this dry. And after it dries, we will see if we need another coat. Right now, I think it looks pretty good. We're not finished. We're not finished. Y'all hang on. Y'all hang on. Okay, now what we need is a little bit of Mod Podge. And I know what I need. I need a little cup. Hang on. A little cup. I'm going to put a little bit of my instant coffee grounds in here. These are just like little, you see how the texture of those are? Okay. I'm going to pour that in a little cup. Okay. Since I'm going to be making multiple of these cinnamon rolls, I'm putting a little bit more than just what I need for just one. And I'm going to mix a little bit of cinnamon in with that. Just get the cheap cinnamon, you guys. You don't have to go with anything expensive because, we're crafting with this. You might want to go with a little bit more expensive if you're cooking or baking with it, but as far as it goes with this, you're fine. All right, so I've put two of those in together. I'm just going to kind of mix this up a little bit, and I think that's good. Now, the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take a little fine point. This is like a kid's craft paintbrush, you guys, but you want it to be kind of small. Let me see. Hello, Miss Jeanette. She's one of our Craft on the Clock sisters. How do you find Craft on the Clock, Joe? I will be happy to share the link with you, and I bet someone here in the comments could probably share that link with you too. Thank you, Miss Angela. Oh, you're so sweet. I appreciate you guys. Really, this is not, we know that cinnamon rolls have been done bake-wise so many times. I'm just putting my spin on it, you guys, and this will coordinate with a lot of the other projects that I've been doing all month long. So all of the projects that I like to show you kind of have a similar style to them, and so that you can mix and match and use them in different parts of your home, and it all creates a cohesive look. That's the way I like to decorate, so that's the way I like to show you guys too. What is the difference between air dry foam clay and the air dry clay? Good question. Foam clay is more spongy, more lighter in texture, and it's not as heavy. It doesn't dry brittle like regular air dry clay. Foam clay is just like that. It's foamy and has squishiness to it. And even after it completely cures and dries, which can take like 48 hours or so, it still has a little bit of give to it, okay? So, which also kind of helps it fit into that more fakey feel because they feel real, but yet they're not, if that makes sense. Hello, Miss Deb from Art and Grace. How are you, sweet friend? All right, so let's get back to this because I don't want to run out of time, you guys. We have about 15 more minutes. I'm going to take my Mod Podge and I'm going to go around in these spiral swirls, okay? I want some of this Mod Podge down in those little crevices of our cinnamon roll. Good morning, Brenda. How are you? Hello, Miss Rula. Getting hungry? Oh my goodness. I know if the look doesn't make you hungry, the smell will, right? Yes, it will. But I love these guys. All week long, I have been working on creating another display here in my little dining room area. And if you didn't know, my dining room area is basically, I'm going to pour a little bit of this in here so I don't keep re-dipping my brush in there. My dining room is sort of my craft area because we have moved our dining table into our kitchen area, our eat-in kitchen area. And so this is my makeshift crafting space, is in my sort of my dining room. But I've set it up so that it works for what I need. And so I have it set up as a dining room. Only the exception is a table is not a true like kitchen dining table. It's a craft table. And but all the other areas in here are set up as a true dining room. That way, if we needed to make this into a dining space for an event or for a meal or a special dinner or whatever, we could just move our dining table right back in here and it would be perfect as a dining room. But I have I have a side table over here in this area, and of course I have my hutch behind me. And so my side table on this side over here, I have been reworking it and really setting it up for fall, and I can't wait to show you guys that soon. I've torn this room upside down, reorganizing and redecorating this week, and I'll show you that soon. In fact, while I'm thinking about it, I am going to be live tomorrow morning at 7:45 Central in the morning, you guys, as a special guest in the Are You Following Me event, marathon event. So can't wait for that. You guys show up and show out for me on that, and I would appreciate it. You know what? I did not think about this. Big boo-boo. So rewind a little bit. I would have to dry my coffee grunge mix before I sprinkle this on, because if I sprinkle this on, it's going to stick. It's going to stick to my coffee grunge mix too, and I don't want that. I want it to settle down in those grooves. Daggone it. So I was just going to sprinkle this on and shake it off, but I can't do that. Tracy, I love your name, by the way. From one Tracy Campbell to another Tracy Campbell. How about that? How cool is that? I store them in, hold on here. I'm trying to concentrate and talk at the same time. That's tough. I store them in the little 3 plastic drawer carts. And I have different areas around my home where I keep those. And so I pull out what I need, for a specific project, and then I'm good to go. I do have storage areas in my garage and things like that. I have shelving and things like that. But as far as keeping them all like in one specific room, no. No. No, I don't. Hello, Miss Sarah. First time seeing us live, and you found us on YouTube. I'm so excited, and thank you for sharing that. I appreciate you for coming over and finding us and finding us live. I hope you enjoy the project today. This is kind of an experimental mode, and I am trying to make it work without making a mess. And I hope that you guys get some sort of inspiration out of it, but hopefully learn from my mistake. I should have dried my coffee grunge mix, you guys. All right, so I need to kind of get this sprinkled in here, in those little crevices, without it touching my coffee grunge mix too much. And we're getting there. We're getting there. I don't want to move it a whole lot. Oh, this is going to be so good, you guys. So good. And I'm going to pick it up and give you a closer look here in a minute. Now, as this instant coffee meets and joins with this Mod Podge, just like when we created the little grubby jar lights. If you guys saw our grubby jar light project, I think it was last week. Oh, you saw the magic that can happen when you mix instant coffee with Mod Podge. Instant coffee, cinnamon with the Mod Podge. It gets all melty. Oh my gosh, you guys. You've got to try that. And this will be the perfect project to do that with. Oh yes, and I'm already seeing that the Mod Podge is kind of activating that instant coffee, and it's making it look like that warm brown sugar and butter mixture that you would have in the rolls of these cinnamon rolls if they were real, you guys. Oh my gosh. Now this is one ginormous farmhouse cinnamon roll. But let me tell you, you can make these any size you want, depending on what kind of little area you want to display them in, okay? I'm going to be using this little cast iron dish to put 3 of them in. So I'm going to kind of let this kind of sit and do its thing, because I need that coffee and that Mod Podge to kind of mix together and get a little melty. But let me pick this up and show you. Oh, Miss Darlia, you're so sweet. Oh, you're too kind. Thank you. Okay. Oh my gosh, you guys. I can't get over this. Okay, I still have some Mod Podge that is still drying, and I see a little spot that I missed with my coffee grains right here on the side. Let me touch that up a little bit. You don't have to worry about getting the bottom with that coffee grains mix, but you do see, I see a little bit of Mod Podge there that is still drying, but it will dry clear, okay? It will dry clear. Now, if it starts getting too flat on you, mine is starting to kind of spread out a little too much. Just take your hands and slowly just kind of press it back up together. It almost feels just like regular dough. It really does. And I'm just going to kind of keep scrunching it together. I ordered it, Miss Tony. I ordered it on Amazon, okay? But any kind of air dry foam, excuse me, frog in my throat, air dry foam clay is what you want, okay? There is a difference. You've got to make sure it says air dry foam clay. I know, Angela, isn't that awesome? Okay, so I'm going in and I'm kind of scrunching it up, and it's going to make it a little bit taller and not quite so spread out, okay? All right, that is amazing. Now, I'm just going to let that dry. I'm going to let it dry, and if I decide that it needs some more coffee grains, I can add that later, okay? But I don't think it's going to need it. So this would be where you have to decide. Do you want to let this just air dry on its own? Okay, if so, let it dry on a piece of wax paper. Don't touch it to anything else, okay, until it is completely dry. And I would wait, honestly, this is so hard to do, I know, wait 3 or 4 days before you touch these to other items. If you want to keep these individually, you've got to let them cure. My pancakes back here, I let those dry for 2 days, I think. And really, I had a fan on them, which kind of sped them up a little bit. And even then, I've stuck those together, and I thought I was still going to be able to take them apart, but no. There was still some dampness in them, and they're together. I would not be able to rearrange those pancakes if I wanted to. So you've got to keep that in mind. But if you're fine with it, then go ahead, stick them in your tray, and go with it. You know, it's up to you. If you want to commit, you're all in. So, I mean, if you wanted to, you could put a little sheet of wax paper in the bottom of this, which actually might be what I do. That way I can get my sizing right, but yet I could still change out where I put them later, if that makes sense. They wouldn't be stuck to my dish permanently. You know what I'm saying? So, I think that's what I'll do, is I'll put just a little sheet of wax paper in the bottom of this, and I'm expecting my air. Oh, yay! I'm so excited for you guys. This foam clay is so much fun. It's so much fun. So I'm just going to put this in the middle right here. Now, I said we wanted some big farmhouse cinnamon rolls. We got it. I'm going to make 2 more smaller ones to go on the sides, okay? I want them kind of scrunched in good together, and I want them to have that real cinnamon roll look. After you bring out a pan of cinnamon rolls out of the oven, they're just fluffy and just goozing, and yes, that's what we're going for. Now, let me show you. So you would repeat that process for your next few. I just about made an absolute mess. Let me put this back in the bag real quick, because I'm not going to get to my other cinnamon rolls just quite yet, and I don't want that clay to start drying out. I'm going to show you how to make the icing real quick, okay? We've got just a few more minutes before our next creative is scheduled to go live over in the Craft on the Clock group, so I want to be respectful of their time. All right, so the next thing you're going to do, I have some gloss Mod Podge in this cup that I used to sprinkle my coffee and cinnamon on with. I know, hey, Miss Catherine from Digital Deco Designs, and Miss Lisa from the Shack in the back, Miss Leanne from Dita's Craft and Creations. Oh, I missed it. Let's see. When it dries, is it heavy? No, they're so light. They are so light, and so if you make things to sell them and ship them, this would be perfect. This would be perfect. If you have an Etsy shop or something like that, these would be a perfect shipping item because they are so lightweight with the foam. And that's a good difference between that and regular clay. Air dry clay is heavier. All right. My brain, where'd it go? Here. I have gloss Mod Podge and some caulk. Silicone caulk, you guys. And the lid just came off. I don't know where it went. Oh, there it is. Anyway, you know, things can get a little crazy around here. All right. I probably need a little bit more Mod Podge in here than that. I'm using some gloss. I don't like to use a whole lot of gloss Mod Podge in my projects, but for something like this, it's perfect. So, and then I'm going to mix some silicone in with it. Some silicone caulking. And I'm putting a big amount because I don't know how much I'm going to need. You can get this, you can get just a cheapy type of silicone caulk from probably the Dollar Tree. I had a little plastic spoon. Where did it go? There it is. It's hidden behind my grunge cup. And I'm going to mix those together. Okay. Now, that silicone caulking is going to give me, hopefully it's going to help it have the structure that I need for it to be, to hold its shape. Okay. And I'm not going to lie, I'm a little nervous to go straight over this as it is right now. I'm going to kind of drizzle it and experiment before I do so. And you know what I think I might even do, which I don't have a bag over here with me. I would probably put this in a little baggie and cut the corner really small, just like you would if you were doing an icing, you know, like a piping bag. I probably would put that and probably squeeze it out. I think that would give me a better effect. This, I'm a little bit nervous. I should have grabbed a baggie. All right, we'll see. I'm just going to I'm going to take a spoonful, and I'm testing this out for you guys too. Why caulking instead of paint? Because caulking is going to help give you a little bit more structure to the mixture. Because if you use just paint, it would kind of spread and it would kind of smear and it would kind of intermix with some of the other colors and items that you have on this. So yes, consistency, that's the exact word I was looking for. It's going to give you the thick consistency and it's going to help it be a little more clumpy together-wise, to help it look like it stays almost where you put it, if that makes sense, okay? You have made me hungry for cinnamon rolls. I know my son, my youngest, he loves my homemade cinnamon rolls, and he was talking about the coffee grunge mix, and it makes them think of my homemade cinnamon rolls. And he was like, how about you make a batch of those, Mom? I was like, oh boy, I'm getting myself into it. All right, so I'm putting a scoop of this on my spoon, and I'm just testing to see how it's going to pour. It's going to clump. So I'm going to put this in a baggie and cut the corner and use it to drizzle. I am going to let this dry first before I do that. Okay, because I don't want any of my cinnamon and coffee to get mixed in with that icing. You know what I mean? So I want to make sure that this doesn't kind of cross mix. You know what I mean? So I'm going to let this air dry. Okay, that's the hardest part, is to just to let it wait. And then I'm going to put two more. I'm going to put one on each side and then drizzle it with the icing. And our time is up for today. I'm so excited that you guys were here. You all keep watch, because I'm going to be sharing a photo of the finished cinnamon rolls in a little while. I'll have to see how long I can wait before I can put them as a finished product together. But I hope that you enjoyed today's project. I will be live tomorrow, Saturday morning. August the 27th, I think is the date, at 7:45 a.m. Central. If you're not up that early, Be sure to come back and check out the replay. I'm kicking off a marathon event called Are You Following Me, which is going to also be presented into the Craft on the Clock group. We're so excited. We hope that you enjoy tomorrow's day marathon and have a wonderful rest of the Friday and enjoy Craft on the Clock. We have another presenter coming up right now. I'll see you soon. Bye.